Okay guys, so on this lecture we are going to talk about the pop-up. Every funnel page has a pop-up. You don't have to trigger it, but you have the option to do so if you want to. For example, we can decide to show this form as a pop-up. Okay, I found an example online that I would like to show you. Let's go to this page, and when you click here, you can see the pop-up will pop up into the screen and the form will be available inside the pop-up. This is really cool, and I would like to show you how to do it right now. So to open our pop-up, just go to pop-up and then show pop-up. This box will open up for you. We can see that it's perfectly centered inside the screen, which is good. Now we can start using the normal way by adding rows with columns and elements. Alright, so let's create something really quick. Just title, subtitle, a form, and a button to speed the process up. It's not going to be too fancy. Of course, you can take your time and build whatever you want with it. So I'm going to add a heading. I will change the text to get your free class. I will add another subheading now. I can type in, enter your details or your email below. And now I will add the form elements. I can add first name, but in this case, I'm just going to add the email input. So I'm going to add an input and change it to email address. Very good. Now I'm just going to add a button in order to submit the form. Just like so, I'm going to click on it, set action, submit the form. It will submit the form and will take them to the next step. Okay, so our form is ready. Now let's play with the pop-up settings. We can change the background color, the background image, etc. In order to access the pop-up settings, let's go to pop-up and then edit settings. If you would like to set a background image or a color pattern to be the background of this pop-up, just click here. You can choose any of the images from your library or any Clickfunnels images or background type. So I'm gonna go with this nice blue one over here. We can change each of the elements color individually by going to the elements and change the color. We already know how to do it. We also have the option to change it globally for the whole pop-up, and I will show you in a second. The trigger on exit option is pretty cool. Let me just give you a quick example. Let's go to plugins for WP and into one of their blog posts. Now you'll see that whenever I'm trying to exit the page or navigate to a different website, it's going to show me the pop-up on the screen and grab my attention back into the website. That's what it is. If you would like to trigger it on exit, just change and switch the option to show over here. Over here you can change the pop-up size based on your design. Just choose whatever is good for you. Here, this is the background, the overlay layer behind the pop-up. As you can see, there is a nice background overlay behind it. You can change the color or the opacity of the background color behind the pop-up over here. Right now we have a background image or gradient color. However, if you want to have just a solid color, you can change it over here inside the BG color. If you would like to change the color of the text globally to all the elements inside the pop-up, you can do it from here. You can choose, for example, white. It will change it to all the elements and you don't need to go individually for each element and change it. So our pop-up is pretty much done, and now we'll need to choose how to trigger the pop-up and display it. Let's choose this button. Click on it and then go to set action, and instead of this option we will choose open the pop-up, and every time we'll click on this button it will open the pop-up. Let's give it a shot. I'm just going to click save, preview the page, and I will click on this button, and I can see that the pop-up is perfectly fine in the middle of the screen with our form. So it's all good and we can move forward.